Hey guys, Melinda Haynes, license number 102308. We are going to talk about blame shifting. Why does the narcissist blame shift? Why is it so hard for them to accept responsibility? I've got three main reasons that I want to discuss. Number one, we've got the black and white thinking. Narcissists engage in black and white thinking, right? Because they need to see the world as either this or that. It's either black or it's white. It's yes or it's no. There can't be the gray area, the ambiguity. The ambiguity is scary. If I can't know the absolute answer or I can't, control it, then it feels weird to me, right? So black and white sense creates this false sense of security for the narcissist. Now think of it this way. Do you remember being a kid and you got told maybe as an answer for something? Do you remember thinking like, what is that? That's not even an answer. It's yes or no, people. You couldn't understand. You couldn't wrap your mind around the maybe. It's the same thing for a person with a personality disorder. They don't like the ambiguity. They don't like the maybes and the what ifs of this world. They just don't like that. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel predictable, and they can't control it. Okay, because there's too many variables going on. The second thing is that the narcissist has a fragile ego. Now, a fragile ego is just meaning that the sense of self is either not fully developed or has been damaged. Okay, so they're not really sure of who they are. So they can't sit quietly. Like you won't see a narcissist maybe doing a lot of meditation or mindfulness exercises because they're not comfortable sitting with that self. Okay, so they need affirmations and minute-by-minute successes and good, attaboys and pats on the back and things that either they can tell themselves or that other people are telling them. Other people are validating them and telling them, hey, you're doing a good job. Oh, you look great. Oh, this kind of thing is all awesome and you support your family and you are the best doctor or lawyer or salesperson or whatever, police officer out there. And so they need that feedback in order to get that sense of self and that sense of security. So if they're accepting blame for something that happens, that can damage their sense of self, because now suddenly their sense of self is maybe bad or not good enough. Okay, it's like a child again, the good boy, good boy or good girl, for doing a chore or sharing your toys. So those kinds of things, the kids associate their success or their getting feedback from a parent or a caregiver as being, I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm a good kid, that kind of thing. And so the narcissist needs that as well due to their fragile ego. And then third is magical thinking. Okay, so a narcissist will engage in magical thinking, meaning that if they want something to happen, if they wish something were true, that makes it so. Now think about a child blowing out birthday candles or wishing upon a star, right? It's all magical thinking. People with personality disorders tend to have that. So if the narcissist says, that wasn't my fault, or that didn't happen, or that was Bob's fault, then, it's true. They make it true by thinking it or wishing it or saying it. Okay, and so for us, we receive it as gaslighting and crazy making. Okay, so we have to understand, the two different viewpoints of what's going on here. We've got the narcissist way of thinking and we've got, the non-narcissist way of thinking. Now, there is this growing theory right now about childhood trauma being the catalyst for personality disorders. And I'm so excited about that. Because if you think about it, trauma freezes development. Okay, so all of the things that I've said, those three things that I've said about the black and white thinking, creating that false sense of security, the fragile ego thing, needing the feedback constantly to know who I am and if I'm good or bad, and then also the magical thinking, those three things are all related to a younger childhood development. Okay, so if you know any kids, if you have any kids, you'll see the different stages of cognitive development that they go through. And this is kind of that. It's the younger development stage, right? So when you've got an adult who had childhood trauma, and then now they're still operating in that kind of younger, emotional and cognitive development, their worldview is such that they see things in a way that relates to them personally. you can see how that would end up in like these narcissistic type behaviors. So what do you think? Do you think this makes sense? Do you disagree? Let me know. Comment, like, and share. Thanks for watching.